Okay, guys. Good evening. Happy Sunday. Can see that some people are already joining the call on YouTube. Okay, so happy Sunday to everyone. Please let me know on the live chat if you can hear me. For those joining on YouTube, let me know on the live chat if you can hear me. Let's do that quickly. Those joining on the via YouTube, please let me know if you can hear me on the live chat. You can drop your name and then let me know if you can hear me. Okay, Filani, okay, can hear me. Chimix, okay. All right. Two people are already mentioning they can hear me. So happy Sunday to everyone. Today has really been a very busy, very eventful day. Yeah, so hi Pearl, happy Sunday. Can you hear me? I believe your mic is mute.
Okay. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. Happy Sunday.
I wish you the best.
Alright, so where is your team leads? I'm not seeing them here.
I've not
Where are
seen
the
anyone.
rest? Please let them.
Let me notify them. They should come on now.
All right, all right.
Okay, sir.
Okay, please on YouTube can hear me. All right. So let them join quickly so that we can move ahead. I know social media marketing. They have their own Q&A today, so I won't like
Yes.
to take much time. Yeah.
Okay. Let me notify them.
All right. For those joining on YouTube, please let me know how was your week and how was your day. Let me know in the chats. I look a little bit exhausted because my day was very eventful. Yes, I want to know how was your own day. Please let me know in the chat for those joining on YouTube. So let me just give 2 minutes for that, then we can move ahead to the next thing. So we should
Okay.
be moving ahead at 6:07. It's thereabout. Good evening, Ayo.
Good evening, sir.
Where are your guys now? I'm only seeing Bell on the call.
You know, I put a reminder like before times yesterday, today, even this afternoon, even few 30 minutes before time. I said reminder.
I think I saw your reminder. Okay,
Yes.
if you can screenshot this call and then share on the cohort group so that they can start joining.
Okay.
So we're starting by 6:07. So Ayo, how was your day? How was your week?
Day was good. My week was fine. Thank God. How was yours?
Mine was very eventful. Yeah, well, I just have to make it for uh this particular class. Yeah, but I believe after this class, I should be able to rest. Monday we
Monday,
continue.
this thing app, Instagram and Facebook ads, all those symbols, virtual assistants.
So those joining on YouTube, I'm here to see you post a response. Please let me know how was your day and how was your week. Please let me know on the live chat. I want to know that those that are watching me are actually hearing me as well. Okay, so this is 18607. So let's get started. Olaita is already here. I can see Melody. Melody, have you joined any Q&A before? The name seems new to me. Melody, can you hear me?
Lord, you're a big girl.
Melody, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Sorry, Melody, come again. I didn't hear you.
Can you hear me now, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, please, what was the question? I didn't hear the question you asked initially. I didn't hear you well.
I said, is this your first time joining the Q&A?
Yes, this is actually my first time. I missed the first one we had last week.
Oh, okay. We can go to Bossa's YouTube channel. I believe all the sessions were recorded and posted on YouTube. Even right now, we are also streaming on YouTube, so it tends to save there. So you can go and watch and then catch up. But normally, you need about 70% of attendance for Q&A for your certificate. So I don't know. You've already missed. How many have you missed?
I've missed only one. Like this is the second one we are holding. I missed the first one.
Oh, okay. Okay. Which cohorts? Cohort 4 or 5?
Cohort 5, sir.
Okay, so that means okay, no problem. What about your modules? How far
Yes, I am done
have you
with. I feel
completed?
yes, I've completed my modules.
All right, all right. All right, and I saw your message. Your week has been eventful. Yeah, seems like the this week some kind of unplanned rain kind of fell. I don't know why, but yeah. So happy new week to you too. Happy new week to you too. So let me start by taking questions. This should be your Q&A for Facebook and Instagram ads. I also want to at the end I'll use this opportunity to also show a live simulation. When I say simulation, like creating an ad, right? So, well, let me start with the Q&A first. So, any question regarding the modules for the week?
No.
Any question regarding the modules for the week? Ayo, Melody, Lighten. Lighten, you're clapping. I asked the question.
Hey, good evening, sir. I want to
Please,
raise
questions.
my
Let's
hand.
put my hand. Okay, go ahead. Ask the question, Lighten.
Okay, so basically, I already funded my ads account, but I want to create an ad for like a brand. Hello, sir. It's not yet
Yeah, I
added
can hear
to
you.
my.
I can hear you.
It's not yet added to my account yet. Like I already created a business Facebook account, and I have my personal account converted to professional account. So
Okay.
I want to ask that, do I
You
need,
mean
do I
Instagram?
need, yes, on Instagram is already on professional account, and I already created a professional a business page for my Facebook account,
Okay.
like the way that was showed in the last module. So now I want to run
Okay.
a ad for another brand, like a new page entirely. So I want to know if I'll be needing their login, or how do I go about it? Like, try to create for a brand. Now the brand name is like In Tribe. So do I have to log into their Instagram account and Facebook and make sure that they are connected, then be able to add them to my own business account, like to my ads business account?
Okay. So for Facebook, all you just need is for them to give you access, right? They can give you advertisers access, they can give you admin access, but either of the both, right? That they can give you access for Facebook. For Instagram, they have to give you the login details. Because if you want to run the ads on Facebook, if you want to run the ads so that it will show both on Facebook and Instagram, you will need their login details. And when you get their login details, also confirm that the two accounts are linked. I mean, the Facebook page and the Instagram are linked. If it's not linked, try and link it for them. And if you're trying to link it for them, that means they need to give you admin access, because you can't actually link accounts with advertisers access, right? So first thing, ask them, is the accounts linked together? So if they say yes, then what you ask them to give you is advertisers access. But if the account is not linked, then they have to give you admin access so that you can be able to link it and also create ads for them. Is that okay?
Yes, that's fine. I think I understand now.
All right. Any other question? Um,
No, for
Filiani.
now.
Okay. All right.
I have a question. Good
All
evening.
right. Go ahead. Good evening, Ayo.
So, like, I just properly understand this targeting audience. Like, so if I'm scrolling through Instagram, I'll just see like it can help you set your target audience for so amount. You don't need to keep setting it or doing all of that, and it converts and all. But I think on a particular ad before in target audience, there's that one for that engaged shoppers. I did those ones, even the behaviors, interests. I did set them, but it's not still converting. It's not still giving me the results like that I want. I don't know. It's not still really converting. Even sometimes okay, let me just use recommended audience, but also set it. So I want to know like how to properly like set target audience that
Okay. Can you hear me, Ayo?
yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So right now, as of 2025, don't be too dependent on um ad targeting, basically, right? Because a lot of things are not the way it used to be, right? Do as much as you can in terms of targeting. To some degree, in like, if the more experience you gain with Facebook advertising, like people like me now, I don't really dwell much on targeting, right? I dwell much on the creative itself, right? And then I dwell much on majorly the creative and the offer, basically, and then choosing the right platform, right? Because when it comes to targeting, due to privacy issues and all those things, mobile device tends to um, juggle the ability of apps to track some sensitive data from your device when you're using the app, right? So, and since that has been in place, it has really affected a lot of things. Some targetings are not accurate, like it's not 90% accurate to even start with. Let me say around 70% accurate, right? So I tend to focus more on the creative. I tend to focus more on platform. So if I'm running, let's say for example, I'm advertising a high-end product, right? I tend to choose the platform I advertise on. So if I see that okay, this product, this platform has the demographics of people that can afford this product, then I choose the platform, right? But focusing on targeting is not really. If you notice, people don't really talk much of targeting now, right? People don't really talk much of targeting because a lot of things have changed, right? So just do what you can do, but focus more on the creatives. Make sure that the creatives is laser focused, the communication is right, is reaching the target audience, and then also look at the demographics of the users of the platform itself, and then make decisions based on these things, right? So yeah, did you get what I just said?
Yes, yes, I get you. I get you. Every other thing, experience will do the rest. I get you.
Exactly. And then Meta launched some what's it called? AI tools basically that helps to optimize their ads on their own. Right. So I've seen it done like do pretty good job in that regards when it comes to targeting. Right. So if once you get your creatives right, it will with the AI stuff that Meta released that is working now for ads, basically, right? Combining the two of them, you get a better result. So don't really focus more on target, just focus more on the creative. Do as much as you can in terms of targeting, but don't really do so much because the more you target, the more specific your targeting is, right? The smaller your audience or your reach. Do you know that, right?
Yes, yes,
Ayo.
yes. It
Yeah.
will
So the small
are reaching lesser people with this. Do not bring recommendations that increase your distance to broaden your audience and all that.
Exactly. So the more specific your targeting is, the lesser your audience reach is, and the lesser your reach is, the higher your cost per conversion. Right. So don't focus more on that. Just focus more on the creative. Right. So with the help of the AI, once Meta one or two persons like right target audience sees your creative and resonates with it, the AI will take off from there. It knows, okay, these are the kind of people that engage with your ads. These are the kind of people that they are supposed to reach, and they just do their job for you in that regard. So yeah,
Thank you so much.
yeah, you're welcome. Any other question? Because we'll be starting by 6:20 for the live simulation for ads. One last question before we
Like
move into that.
for hello.
Yeah, I can hear you later.
So for a writing brand, what kind of ads will work best? Like, is it going to be like a video? The writing brand has a upcoming boot camp, like a boot camp that is like a course,
Okay.
like some write to earn, how to teach people how to write to earn. So I'm thinking, is a video promoting a video as sponsor ad, is it going to be better or more like a carousel, like a graphics?
Okay. So you already mentioned is a writing course. It doesn't make
Mm.
sense to do a video for writing course, right? So creatives will serve. Basically, make sure that it's the ad copy. You know what this was an ad copy, right?
What's an ad copy, sir?
Do you know?
I don't
So an
know.
ad copy is a write-up either on your creative. Can you hear me?
I can. I can.
So I said an ad copy is the write-up that is on your is that you know the caption that you make when making a post on either Facebook, Instagram, or any social media platform. You know that particular caption, right? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Okay, POV.
You know captions when you're, let's say for example, you're trying to make a post on Facebook, you don't just put
Mhm.
your picture or your creative or your video, you tend to also put a write-up sometimes, right? You know
Yes, of
that
course,
particular,
yes.
yes, the caption section, the write-up you write there is an ad copy. The write-up on the design itself that you're using is also an ad copy,
Mm. Okay,
right?
okay,
So
okay.
yeah, so your focus should be on getting the write-up, like the ad copy, very okay, very
Okay.
convincing. So once you have that, you don't need a video. A graphic design can actually serve for that kind of art.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, so let's move into the live simulation. Um, for those joining on YouTube, Filani, okay, you said your Sunday was really what? Okay, well, really good. Church was on fire. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. So please don't dumb me, those watching on YouTube. I want to see like comments, live chats, so that I'll make sure that you guys are part of what we are doing. If not, I'll just focus on people that are joining me here on Zoom. Yeah. So I know we set up a pool. When was it? Team lead. When was it that we did that pool? Middle of the week, right? Ayo.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So from the result gotten from the various cohorts, I mean cohort 4 and cohort 5 for Facebook advertising, and then for the general group, right? Two set of type of ads that was voted for, right, was had the highest votes. One of them is digital services, and then the second was e-commerce ads. So we're going to start with digital services because that one had the highest votes. Then, if there's much time, we can now do for the e-commerce ads. So let me just share my screen quickly. Okay. Please let me know if you can see my screen, please. Hola, your Sunday is blessed. Happy Sunday to you too. Can you guys see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes, yes, I can.
Okay, so let me show you the creative that I'll be using for this ad. Okay. Okay. Let me share my entire screen. I think that will be much better. Okay. Just give it a minute so that it comes up. Much time. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay. What? Trying to know what is this that is loading my screen. Okay. So this is the creative that I'll be using for the digital services. So this particular creative now, the service is I'm using better of service, right? This is one of the creatives that we've used to run a couple of ads like months back. Yeah, and we had very good conversion when it comes to this particular creative. So the services like that we are promoting using this particular creative is digital advertising, creative design as well, right? So you can see what I have on my screen, right? Please
Yes,
do
yes.
respond.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right.
Yes.
So let me just cut that out. So I'll be showing you guys how to create these ads on my device, like on my laptop here. But it's the same thing when it comes to your mobile app, the ad manager app, right? So it's the same process, just that mine has a different interface, but it's the whole same process. So let me start by create ads. So to get to this particular page on your Chrome browser, let's say if you're joining on your PC and you want to get to see how it is on the PC, you can visit adsmanager.facebook.com, right? adsmanager.facebook.com, this particular link here, right? So that's how you can navigate to this particular place. So I've clicked on create. Then once you click on create, the first thing that Facebook is going to ask you, let me not say Facebook, Meta, right? The first thing Meta is going to ask you is they're going to ask you to choose your campaign objective, right? The objective you select for your ads, basically, the objective you select for your ads will determine the focus that Meta is going to have while boosting that particular campaign for you, right? So if you are trying to drive sales, right? If you're trying to drive sales, please do not use awareness campaign. If you're trying to drive awareness, please do not use leads, right? If you're trying to promote an app, get app in stores, please do not use engagement or leads, right? So this is where it matters a lot, right? Your ads performance is decided from this particular level. So if you get this particular level wrong, if you select the wrong objective, basically every other thing that you're doing won't work, right? I'm saying this out of experience because what you select as objective is what Meta is going to focus on. That's what Meta is going to have in mind while promoting your campaign. So let's say, for example, you have a digital service, for example, and what you want to, just like the way we have here now, the objective we're going to select is leads, right? And you go ahead and select sales. What Meta is going to do is that Meta is going to focus on people that have track record of clicking on shop now ads, right? Or any ads that has some kind of buttons that resembles shopping, like buy now, shop now. Which other CTAs do they have? They have several CTAs. We'll get to that, right? So they're going to show your ads more to people who have that kind of behavior. And what you need is people that will drive leads for you. And basically, that someone is clicking on buy now don't necessarily mean that if they turn out to be leads or they sign up for your lead form, right, via your ads, that they're going to translate to the buying customer or the kind of customer that you're looking for. So let me paint a scenario now. Most of the people who click shop now on Facebook, they're either buying a product that is between the range of, I'm using Naira, for example. They're either buying the product that is within the range of 1,000 Naira to about 25,000 Naira or 30,000 Naira max, right? And if your service that you're trying to promote basically is a service that is worth over 200,000 and you go and select sales as your campaign objective, right? Basically, who Meta is going to show your ads to is people who have bought products before on Facebook, and based on our analytics, the level of product, the amount of product these people bought, they don't qualify for the kind of customers that you're looking for, right? So selecting the right objective is very, very, very important. So let me quickly break down the different objectives and how to use them. So the first one is awareness. So awareness is good for if you want to promote a particular, just we want to create awareness about a particular service, about a particular brand. Mostly it's used to promote a brand. So brands like, let's say, for example, Peak Milk, for example, basically, their audience or their customers don't usually buy these stuffs online, right? They tend to walk into a shop to buy the product. So a brand like Peak Milk now will not go and be selecting sales, right? Because the sales do not happen on social media. Most of the sales, a chunk of the sales happen offline. So they tend to select awareness ads so that they will keep on seeing Peak Milk every single day when they come on social media. And then when they go into a shopping mall, they go into a supermarket to buy milk, the first thing that will come to their mind is Peak Milk because they've been seeing Peak Milk for a couple of times throughout the week, right? So that's how to use an awareness campaign. So you can use an awareness campaign when you want to do a serious buzz about an event, basically. You don't want to drive registrations yet. You just want a lot of people to know about this particular thing. You can use the awareness objective. So traffic, when using traffic objective, right, is when you're trying to drive traffic to your website. These days, people don't usually use traffic objective again. Traffic objective is quite useless as of now. Basically, the people that use traffic objective are those, let's say, for example, bloggers. I know we've had clients like bloggers who want to increase the number of website visitors to their blog content, right? Those are the ones that drive traffic, that uses traffic objective. Apart from that, traffic objective has no value, basically, right? It has no value because we've seen that people who visit your website, when you select traffic objective, spend few seconds on the site because Meta tends to show your ads to people that they feel, okay, maybe they've noticed that they have some certain kind of browsers on their device, browser app on their device, right? And they have habit of clicking on to visit people's websites, but they don't really track how long the person has spent on viewing website from ads before, right? So if you don't have a blog or you are trying to drive just traffic alone, please don't use the traffic objective. It doesn't suit any other form of ads apart from this. Then the engagement objective. So the engagement is a bit tricky, right? The engagement objective is a bit tricky. It can be used you can use it in replacement for sales, right? Reasons why I said so. So if I hover around engagement objective, if I hover around it, what they mentioned, they said good for Messenger, Instagram, and WhatsApp, good for video views, good for post engagement, good for conversions, and then good for calls. So that means engagement objective can actually serve as leads, right? It can actually also serve as sales, but it does not like perform as well as leads. So if, let's say, for example, you really want your offer or your service is not something that you want to waste money on ads on, or not something that is generally accepted, basically, or not something that a lot of people already have prior knowledge on. So let's say, for example, you're promoting like let's say you're promoting a particular phone that is already popular. You want to drive sales for that particular phone or that particular gadget that is already popular, that you know that a lot of people know about it. You can actually use the engagement objective because you know that Meta is not going to do a lot of work, right, in terms of finding your target audience, because your target audience is actually everywhere. Your customer is actually everywhere, right? So you can actually use the engagement objective. I usually use engagement objective when I'm promoting a product that is generally accepted, one, and then when I want to reduce the cost per conversion, right? Because once the product is generally accepted, there is a tendency of people easily reacting to the ads without having to think twice about it, right? So these things I'm mentioning, right? This is what I'm mentioning is key, very important strategies, basically. Then leads is when I just want to drive, my focus is to generate quality leads. When using engagement objective and you use conversion, you are trying to use it for as a lead, right? Just have in mind that it's 50-50, right? 50-50 in the sense that there's a high chance that you get unqualified leads, there's a high chance you get qualified leads. So it's 50-50. But if you want like 90% assurance that you're going to get qualified leads, please use the leads objective. If you want 90% assurance that you want to generate sales, please use sales. Don't use engagement because it's 50-50, right? So yeah, So for this particular ads, we'll be using leads. So I'll just click on continue. So please, as I'm explaining, if you have questions, for those joining on YouTube, you can also drop on the live chat. For those here, you can also use your live chat or just raise your hands so that I will know that you want to ask questions. Okay, so once you select that, the next thing is, okay, let me remove this. Remove this. So once you select that, the next thing that will come up is the campaign level. So there are different levels, 3 levels when it comes to Facebook ads. So there's a campaign level, there's asset level, and there's ad level. And there are different things in connected to all these levels, right? So for the campaign level, this is where you set your campaign objective. So this is where we selected the leads objective. If I want to edit, I can actually change my objective here. It's the same with ad manager on your mobile device, right? So on the campaign level, there's also campaign spending limit. I don't usually use this basically, right? Because the prices tends to change. So also on the campaign level, there is the budget. This is where you also set the budget. This is where you also set your bidding strategy. I tend to leave it at highest volume. So this is also where you set whether if it's a special ad category, right? So let me quickly run you through it. So I've selected the campaign objective. I'm going to rename this and then I'll call it okay, let me just leave it as leads campaign, right? It's important to name your ads just in case if you tend to have like multiple ads. Then for under the budget section, so I've seen people ask questions about, okay, which type of budget should I select? Should I select the daily budget? Should I select the lifetime budget? I usually select lifetime budgets, right? And the reasons behind me selecting lifetime budgets is that with lifetime budgets, there's a little bit limitation when it comes to daily budgets, right? So for daily budget, so let's say for example, you budget, I'm still using Naira. So let's say for example, you budget 10,000 Naira for for your ads on daily basis, right? So, and you give Meta 10,000 Naira every single day to run your ads, to show your ads to people, right? And your business is the kind of business that is seasonal. So let's say, for example, during the weekend, people tend to use your products more during the weekend than they use during the weekday. And you've set your ads for a week period and you've budgeted 10,000 every single day, right? So what happens in this case scenario is that Meta is going to, from the amount they spend on Monday, which does not have a high peak conversion for your business, right? The 10,000 they spend on Monday is the same 10,000 that they're going to spend on Friday that usually have a high peak. So meaning that Meta is not going to have the ability to decide to increase your budget for you, right? So you've already restricted Meta that, okay, you're telling them this is how much I want you to spend. Don't spend more than this. Whether if business is booming or is low, please keep this amount. So you see the downside. The downside is that if business is low, it will spend the same amount. If business is high, it will still spend the same amount. So it's not a win-win situation. But in lifetime budgets, right? So lifetime budget is you are telling Meta, okay, for this period of 1 week, my budget is 10,000. Just spend it the way you feel like it's best for you to spend. So let's say, for example, if on Monday the spending is low, Meta will keep your spending low, right? On Friday, that your business usually have a peak time, Meta will increase your budget because of what you've set. Okay, this is how much I have to spend within 7 days. You decide how you go about it. But I don't want to spend more than this within the lifetime of my ads. So your lifetime of ads can be 7 days, your lifetime can be 1 day, your lifetime can be 3 days, your lifetime can be 1 month, it can be 1 year, right? But you're setting a specific budget and you're telling Meta, please go ahead and spread and use my budget how best you feel like it is going to give me a better result without having to restrict Meta. So that's why I like using lifetime budgets, right? So I know some advertisers, some other experts who also make claims that they like using daily budget, but I've tried the both, right? I've tried the both and I've seen that lifetime budget works much better. right? So, and when you're selecting lifetime budget, know that your advertising budget should be much high. So let's say, for example, if I select daily budget, right? For daily budget, I can do let's say, for example, for daily budgets. Okay, so for daily budget, I can do as low as 5,000, I can do as low as 2,000, right? But for lifetime budget, if you select lifetime budget and then your duration is 2 weeks, you can't actually use 2,000. So the downside to lifetime budget is that it will require more budget from you, right? You just have to calculate how much you plan spending every single day and sum it up for 7 days period. So yeah, so you just have to have enough budget for that. So for these ads, let me just keep it at 10,000 naira. So in your own country, your own ad account will show your own country's what's it called, currency. That's if you created the ad account with your you created what's it called again? You created a prepaid ad account. Yeah. So campaign bid strategy. For campaign bid strategy, I tend to leave it at highest volume, but there are several options that you can actually use, right? So the one that I tend to use apart from highest volume, right, is cost per go. So the only time I advise people using cost per go, right, for their campaign bid strategy, this is also applicable to ad manager on your mobile device, right? There's an option for you to set your bid strategy under budget. There's an option, there's a tiny button that sometimes you tend to overlook. You will find the bid budget there, the bid strategy there. So there are two options that I use. One is highest volume. The other one is cost per go. I only use cost per go when I've known, okay, this is how much it usually costs me to generate. Let's say in case of leads, this is how much it costs me to generate a single lead, right? So if a lead now costs me like 200 naira, I already know that, okay, this is the range at which it costs me. So I can use cost per go. Let's say, for example, I select cost per go, right? There will be an option in the next level, in the asset level, for you to set the your cost, right? How much you want to spend. But I don't usually use this. I tend to use it, keep it at highest volume. Reasons being that so that I don't also limit meta. The same reason why I use lifetime budget is the same reason I use highest volume, right? So let's say, for example, in peak times, the same scenario that I painted on Fridays, your business has peak time. The truth of the matter is that you might not only be the one that is in that line of business, basically. So there are other advertisers like you shooting their shots to the same target audience, right? So if you keep your bidding strategy to cost per go, right? You're telling Meta, I don't want to spend, let's say, for example, you are keeping it at 200 naira per conversion, right? You're telling Meta, I don't want to spend more than 200 naira. So in a situation where there is competition, there's another advertiser also advertising at the same time to the same audience that you're also advertising to, right? Meta is going to downplay your own ads because you've already told them, I don't want to spend more than this, right? And then focus on the other advertiser, which is your competitor, that is willing to spend more to reach your target audience, right? So I tend to leave it at highest volume, and then I'll run the ads for a couple of times, right? Then monitor the cost per conversion to know the range and then set the range. But in most cases, I don't actually set the range because the range tends to change. So I tend to leave it at highest volume so that I will be on the safe side, right? So there are other settings. You can click on show more settings, but those ones are not really relevant for this particular training, right? So the A and B test, I will leave that off. If you want to do A and B testing, this is a more advanced feature, but I won't go into that. So special ad category. So special ad category, I've seen situations whereby you create an ad and then you are targeting a particular region, and that particular region is quite sensitive. Let's say, for example, in the US, for example, if you're creating a real estate ads in the US, real estate is quite a sensitive subject in the US, right? So for you to target people in the US as real estate company, you need to set your special ad category. You need to set it at housing, ads for real estate homeowners, because these are sensitive topics, right? So they have policies in line with with that, right? So, and Meta wants to be in compliance with every region's rules and regulations, right? So if you're advertising a particular thing and the ads refuse to create or refuse to start, one of the things I can advise is to come to the special ad category and then check whether if it falls under those type of ads that requires you to inform Meta that, okay, let's say for example, you're running a financial product, you need to select it. Let's say if you're promoting a fintech app or forex trading signals or anything that has to do with finance, you have to select special ad category. If you're creating a job campaign, you have to select employment. But this is specific to some regions, right? In some regions, Meta does not mind. But once you start shooting to some regions that these particular subjects have rules and regulation, your ads will not run. And if it doesn't run, come back to your special ad category. That's where to fix the issue. So that's that. Then I believe I've set my budget. I've also set the campaign name. Okay. So I'll click on next. So once I click on next, it takes me to the ad set level. This is also applicable to your ad manager app. So everything I'm doing here, this is just the system interface, but it's the same thing with the ad manager. So ad set name, I'll just leave it the way it is. I don't really need to change the name, but I do advise you to change the name so that everything will be organized. So under conversion, right? So this is the list campaign. So under conversion location. So this is where Meta sends people who actually engage with your ads. So either by clicking on your button or clicking on the link via your ads. This is where Meta is asking you, where do you want to send them? Do you want to send them to your website or you want to send them as calls? Do you want to send them to your instant form or messenger? Do you want to send them to your website or instant form? So anyone you want to use, most of the cases, I just leave it as, or you can come here. I think there is a single version. Meta tends to change a lot of things. So under the single version, if you don't want to select multiple, you can actually select single. So under the single version, you can actually select either Instagram, either WhatsApp. So in this case, let me just go with WhatsApp. So I'll just click on WhatsApp. Hope you guys are following. If you have questions, please drop it on the chat. And for those joining me on the Zoom call, you can raise your hands so that you can ask questions. So I've selected the conversion, okay, the conversion location. So the next thing is performance goal. So how do you measure your performance? So this is not clickable yet. Reasons being that there's some other settings that I need to set up first before getting to there. So I'll then select the Facebook page. I'll just leave it at this particular page that okay. Let me just select our agency's page. So I've selected our Facebook page. So once you select your Facebook page, if you are running a WhatsApp ads, make sure that you have a business WhatsApp. I know I mentioned that in one of the videos available for the Facebook and Instagram ads course, right? So make sure that the number that you have connected to your Facebook page is actually a WhatsApp business number. As you can see here, they are saying that a WhatsApp business account is required to run ads that opens on WhatsApp chats, right? So yeah, I don't know why they are showing me this prompt, but this particular number is our contact number for the agency. It's a business WhatsApp number. So let me just move to the next thing. Then if I click on show more, okay. So yeah, so let me move on. I'll move on to budgets and schedule. Okay, so on the campaign level, I've already set the budget. So they won't ask me to put the budget again because I've already set the budget. So what they will not ask me is, okay, what's the duration of the ads? So the reason why that particular campaign section that showed the budget is showing a red sign is because I've not set the end date. That's the reason why. So let me just set the start date first. Let me set it at 07 o'clock p.m. And then I'll now set the end date. So let me show you what I meant about lifetime budget is usually capital intensive. So let's say, for example, I want this ad to last for 3 weeks. So let me select 3 weeks. Okay. Let me select a longer duration. Let me select like a month. Okay. It's still verifying my edits. Okay. So once I select, let's say for example, the budget that I set was 10,000 naira, right, for the lifetime budget. And then the duration that I set was more than 1 month. So see the prompt that Meta is giving me. So they're telling me that my budget is too low. Your campaign budget must be at least 70,000. You see? So this is, if I want to run a lifetime budget of an ad that's going to last for a month, this is what I'm supposed to be spending, right? So that means it's capital intensive for the lifetime budget. You need to be able to put an amount that will last for duration that you are setting the ads for, you're scheduling the ads for. So let me see how long that 10,000 can actually take me for Meta ads. So let me go back to September. I know that 10,000 should be able to last me for like 1 week. So let me select 7 days. And then let me see whether if the prompt will leave. So it's still verifying. Still verifying. Okay. So you see now the prompt is gone. Right. So that means this particular budget can last me for 1 week. Right. So let me say 2 weeks. Let me see whether if this budget can last me for 2 weeks. Okay. Okay. It told me that this particular, if I want the ads to last for 2 weeks, that means I need to double my budget. So that means 10,000 budget can only last you for 1 week. If you're using lifetime, that means what they're looking at spending divide 10,000 by 7 days. That's what your daily budget, if you want to go for daily budget. So yeah, so let me set it at 21st, which is 1 week, 7 days from now. Then we'll move to the audience section. So there's a new stuff that Meta started. It's called Advantage Plus, right? So I don't advise people setting their campaigns like audience targeting on Advantage Plus for the first time, right? So I tend to use Advantage Plus when I want to optimize my ads. That's when I set Advantage Plus. And when you set a campaign, basically, don't go for the Advantage Plus. So how do I switch it off? Okay. And Meta is very tricky. Anything that they know that is going to make you spend money, they tend to hide the buttons. So let's say, for example, for me to switch off the Advantage Plus, then the button itself is written further limit the reach of your ads. So they are trying to play a very mind game with me that if I do this, I'm going to reduce my reach. But my concern is not reach. I want to have conversions for my ads. I want people, the right audience, to engage with my ads. I don't want to reach a large number of people and then it's not awareness ads, it's lead ads. So I don't know why they are so bothered about reach. So I'll just click on further limit. Even when I click on it, they will still try to stop me from switching from Advantage Plus. That's why I don't like starting with Advantage Plus, because it's a mechanism for you to spend a lot of money on Meta ads, right? So there are two things they will tell you. First of all, the blue button, very highlighted. They are telling you to stay in the current setup. And then they will give you all the potential as reasons why you should not switch, right? But I don't want that. I want to switch the setup. So I just click on switch setup. This same thing is applicable when you're creating on your mobile device as well. So I just click on switch setup. Then once I click on switch setup, you now see the option to select your location, your age, your gender, your custom audience. right? And then your detailed target and language, right? So there's also an option for you to switch back to advantage points. So yeah, for an ad like this, right? One of the things I tend to focus on for a digital service ads, right? When it comes to targeting, first of all, there are two things. One is location, two is age, right? These are the two things that determine the success of a digital service ads. Targeting doesn't really matter. I mean the detailed targeting, right? When it comes to audience, two things, location and then age. So for location wise, I tend to ask myself, okay, my target customers, where do they live? Which city do they stay in? Right? Better off service, our target audience are businesses, right? So we tend to think, okay, which part, let's say for example in Lagos, which part of Lagos are the offices of these businesses? Where are they located? Right? So I tend to select location and then age. I don't leave it at 18 because if you leave it at 18, there's a high tendency of generating leads that are not qualified because these people under 18, their spending power is not much. I don't want to reach them. So two things. First of all, I select the age, then I usually select 25. I've seen people who select like 22, right? But I tend to go for 25 because I've selected 22 before. It's still giving me the same lead as when I selected 18. So I select 25. Please don't leave it at 65. Right. The truth of the matter is people who are over 65 don't spend much time on social media. Right. So it's usually their family members that is actually using their device. So I tend to stop at 50, 25 to 50. Right. So if you're targeting, let's say, but this age bracket now depends on location. Though. Let me point that out. If you're targeting like places like in the US, right? Old people they tend to also use social media, but I tend to leave it at 50 so that I don't waste my budget. The reason why I mentioned this is because Meta charges you in two levels. Sorry, Meta charges in three levels. Yes. The first level is that they charge you two levels. Okay. They charge you based on impression, one, and then they charge you based on a conversion. So that means even if you're not getting a conversion from your ads, Meta is still charging you for impression, for showing people your ads. They're still charging you for that. Right. So if you select an audience that will not engage with your ads, it's still going to cost you. Right. So I don't advise you wasting your effort um in terms of reaching the wrong audience because it's going to cost you money and you're still not going to get the conversion that you're looking at. So conversion means in this case that we're setting up, send me a WhatsApp message. So once a client sends you a WhatsApp message, that is a conversion, right? So yeah, so I'll just keep it at 25 to 50. Then I also remove this use as suggestion. So they're saying we will also reach people beyond the age settings when it's likely. I don't trust Meta when it comes to things like this, right? So I tend to like anything that signifies them suggesting something for me, I go the opposite direction, right? I I normally do this when I'm starting the ads. Maybe at the cost of the ads, I can now opt in to the advice. By then, I already know that okay, whether if my ad is performing or not. Right. So for location, I'll click on location and then I'll remove. Okay. Your default location is going to be the country that your account was set up as. Right. So I'll just type in, let's say for example, I type in Lagos. Because I'm based in Lagos. So I'll just type in Lagos. And then I'm not going to select Lagos State. I'm going to select Lagos State, Nigeria. Here, written city. I know we have a video for those that are participating in the Facebook ads program. We have a video that's explained about the location targeting and the rest. So if you want to target a specific city and not a state, please select the option that showed city and not state or region. Yeah. So once I select city, you will see, I think it's still looking up. Okay, so you will see like a radius that shows, it's supposed to show much better than this. Okay, let me just type Abuja. Okay, I don't know what's happening to Meta's map, but usually they tend to show me a much better map than what I'm seeing here. Let me see whether if I can change that. Hmm. Okay, they're taking me to somewhere else. Okay, so don't know why Meta is showing me this kind of map and not a much better map. So the reason why I'm trying to see a much better map is so that I can see the exact location that this particular pin is. So there's a feature on Meta called drop pin. It's a very useful feature. So drop pin allows you to pin a particular location that you want your ads to reach people in that particular location, right? Selecting just city is not enough. You need to also confirm where that pin is to make sure that the radius, like if, for example, if you're running a business that is location sensitive, you can offer the service beyond your business location, right? So this particular feature help. I don't know why it's not showing right now, but it tends to show better. So another suggestion, reach more people likely to respond to your ads. We also show ads people, I'll check it off. Anything that looks like suggestion from Meta, I tend to check it off. Okay. So I've checked that off. So, okay. So for a digital service, I'll just leave gender and every other thing else. Like these are the two major things I usually adjust. Then I now move to placement. So under placement, placement is also under Advantage Plus. So now I have to edit my placement by myself. So I'll just click on show more settings. Then I will select on placement control. It looks a little bit different on mobile on the ad manager app, right? But it's still the same process. They will set it on Advantage Plus. Please remove it from Advantage Plus and select your placements yourself. So the first placement is platform. One of the things I usually do is to remove audience network. I don't trust audience network because Meta tends not to explain which app. Audience network is like the various apps connected to Meta, connected to Facebook, connected to Instagram, and they don't tend to mention which apps and the audience of those particular apps. So if I don't have data and I don't actually know who and who is using that particular app, I tend to like select it off. Because once they show my ads to those people, whether if they convert or not, Meta is still going to charge me for the ads. So yeah, so I'll turn that off. Then I'll come under placement control. So this is where I tend to select, okay, which placement options do I want to go for, right? So there's the feed. Placement options is basically features on Facebook that Facebook can place your ads on. So on Facebook, there's the Facebook story, there's the Facebook feeds. On Instagram, there's Instagram Reels, there's Instagram Stories. There's also the search feature. There's also Messenger messaging as well, right? So placement is basically features on Facebook that Facebook can actually place your ads on, right? So before now, I tend to select only feeds, right? But since the introduction of Meta AI and the rest, I tend to like leave everything on so that they do the targeting, like the placements for me themselves, right? Because they have the statistics of how people use Facebook and their features, right? So I just leave that. It doesn't really make much of a difference to remove some and leave some. So yeah, so I'll just leave at that. The only thing I remove when it comes to placement is the platform. Remember, the audience network, that's the one I tend to remove because they don't provide any statistics on the platforms itself or the apps. I don't even know the name of the apps to start with. Then I'll just click on next. So So this is the ad level. So in the ad level, this is where you select the creatives that you're going to use, put your ad copy and every other thing else, right? So first of all, I've selected the Facebook page at the campaign level. Once, what was her name? What's her name again? Olaitan, I believe you're the one that asked the question regarding your clients, whether if you need the login details for you to, before you start creating ads, right? So if, listen carefully, if the accounts are not connected together, once you select the page, the Instagram account will not be selected. But if they're connected together, once you select the Facebook page, the Instagram account automatically gets selected as well. So that's like the perks of connecting it before creating your campaign. So that once you select one, automatically the other gets connected itself, selected by itself. So for this particular ads, for creative ads, right, digital services, I also advise people to make a post on Instagram, make a post on their social media platform, and then boost that particular post. Please do not create an ad by yourself. Don't create an ad afresh when you're creating for digital services. Reasons being that, right, people are not making decisions. They are not deciding to exchange money with you on Facebook. They are not deciding to exchange money with you on your website. They are just making contact with you, right? And then they're trying to get to know you before they can now exchange money with you for service, right? So creating an ad or boosting a post, right, tends to leave the engagement on that particular post. So reasons being that once engagement is already on the post, likes, comments, people asking about your services, people requesting, okay, what's the price and all those things, all those metrics, all those engagements are left on your post. That means if you, the more ads you run with that particular post, the better the conversion. Meaning that there is already what is called social proof on that post. Social proof means other people are actually engaging with this particular service. Other people are actually engaging with this particular product, right? So always boost a post. Don't create an ad so that the next time you run the ads will perform better than it performed the first time, right? So that's one of the things I've discovered. But once you create a fresh ad and then you run it, right, you will still get the same result you get as if you're running it for the first time, right? But if you boost a post, right, the impressions, the engagements are left on that particular post so that the next time you create an ad, right, the social proof created from your previous ads will double up, is compounding, right? So that more, if new people see your ad, they've already seen that, okay, other people have engaged with your services before. If they engaged with that particular post before, right, for them to now build trust and then reach out to you, right? So to do that, I'll have to select this. So there should be two options here, which is not just creating of ads. Okay. Telling me there is an error. Okay. So let me just quickly fix the error. So this error has nothing to do with what I'm creating. Sometimes Meta tends to, their platform tends to misbehave and prompt errors that are totally unnecessary. Okay, let me select a different page, see how that works. Okay. So if you have questions for what I just explained so far, you can also drop so that I can attend to it. Okay, so you create ads. think I'll just have to refresh. So while I'm refreshing, please, if you have questions, drop on the live chats. For those on joining via Zoom, please also raise your hands and ask questions. Okay, Shehu, can go ahead and ask your question.
All right. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Okay, it's actually, I think I was supposed to ask this question last week, but I was not available. So it's actually about the Facebook ad placement. I've been looking for
Okay.
where exactly you click on the placement option. So I want to know which app exactly. Was it on Facebook? Was it on the Meta Ads app? Because I've been looking for it, I can't find it.
It's on the Meta Ads app as well, under ad set level. Are you on the Meta Ads app now?
Yes,
Shehu,
I'm trying to locate it. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so go under open the app. You
Okay.
should find where it's written ad set.
Ad set.
Yeah, try creating an ad. Hope you're trying to create an ad.
Is it the same thing as creating new campaign, or that's different?
Just try and set up an ad, like a fresh ad.
Okay.
Yeah, so once you click on that, then when you click on next, you should see ad set level. Just find ad set level. Placement is under ad set level. Have you seen it?
Just a minute. Coming on. Okay.
You've
I've
seen
seen
it?
it. Yeah.
Yeah, so
All right.
everything
Okay.
is also available on the mobile. It's just on a different place. Everything is still the same. Just that the okay. Just that the where you can find this is different. Okay. Any other question? Okay. So no questions now. So I've been able to fix the issue. Why I'm not seeing use an existing post. So okay, click on create ads, then use existing post. So once I select use existing post, it's supposed to give me a pop out. Okay. All right. So I will now scroll down under add creative and then select post. So if you don't have the post already made before now, you can actually create your post directly from ad manager, but try and make your post before coming here so you can actually select it. So these are the posts that was made for this particular Facebook page. So the reason why it was showing that error is because of the Facebook page that I used. I think there's an issue with that particular page, so I just have to switch to another page entirely. So I'll just select this particular one. Then I'll just hit on continue. And one thing about Meta, especially when you're using the desktop version, their app tends to lag, like seriously lag. You just have to be patient. The only advantage with doing it on the PC is that you get to see a holistic view and then find things a lot easier than using your mobile app. Okay, so I've selected a post. The post already has a write-up on it. I don't need to write any ad copy. So I'll just, okay. So there's also the option of Advantage Plus Creative Text Generation. So this is the only Advantage Plus feature that I tend to use. So what this thing does is that the write-up, the first write-up or the primary write-up that you made, I mean, the primary ad copy or caption for that particular post that you made, right? Meta AI is going to generate their own version of it, like multiple versions that they can interswitch the same way Google search ads perform. Like you can put like several headlines. I don't know if some of you understand how Google ads work. You can put different headlines and then Google will now switch the different headlines and then test the one that resonates with your target audience. So Meta has actually started that themselves too. So the caption of your post, they will now use AI to write several variations of it, right? So I don't know whether if this particular feature is available currently on the mobile app, but so far I've seen it on the desktop app, right? So I've seen it on the desktop app. So you can select several variations. So what Meta will now do is that they will keep on changing the variation, your post caption, and then see the one that gets more engagement than the rest. Anyone that gets more engagement, they will not focus on that particular one. So I tend to use this particular feature a lot because sometimes the write-up, your ad copy, you might be feeling that you actually did the best, right? Your copy is perfect, but until you put it out there and then have AI tend to help you create different variations of it, tweak it, and all those things, you might not really get the best performance. So I tend to like select one of the options or even all of the options. So if you want to select all of the options, you just click on apply all, right? So it will just apply all 5 of them, as many as the AI agent created for you. So I'll just move on. So the next, like the last important thing is your CTA button. So I've seen people make a lot of mistakes when it comes to CTA button. CTA button is just like the way your ad objective like plays a very important role in the success of your ads, right? Your CTA button also plays a very vital, important role too. For example, now, your CTA button will tell the viewer of your ad the next step to take. So let's say, for example, you're promoting, let me use the scenario that one of the students mentioned. You're promoting a writing course, right? You won't go and put watch now as your CTA. So let me just click on the CTA button now. So you won't go and click on buy tickets for course. Course is not an event, right? Even if it's an event, I don't even tend to use buy tickets, right? So you won't go and use shop now. Shop now is a CTA that is used to buy a product, like a tangible physical product, not a digital product, right? So CTAs play a very, very, very vital role. If you want to create a soft ground, right, you don't want them to run away from your ads, right? I tend to advise people to use Learn More, especially if you are sending them to a website for them to get more information about your brand and then convert. When I say convert, I mean reach out to you, maybe message you, email you, or whatever means that the client can reach out to you, right? So I tend to use Learn More because it kind of softens the ground. When you use buy now, it's more like direct, like you want to exchange money with them, and people tend to have a sense of whenever they hear money, at first they tend to like draw back, right? So I don't advise people using shop now. Anything that signifies buy, I don't advise people using that because you're rendering a service. They need to get to know you, right? For them to be comfortable to exchange their money for your services. So I tend to advise people to use Learn More. Learn More as their CTA. In situations whereby you cannot see the Learn More call to action and you see call to actions like send message. Let's say, for example, your conversion location is WhatsApp. You won't be able to see Learn More. You will just see send WhatsApp message. You can go ahead and use that. That one is also fine, right? But if you're not running directly to WhatsApp, maybe you have a landing page, right? We are setting up a masterclass coming up. I'm looking at by next week, we'll hold that masterclass. It will involve creating of landing pages, sales pages, e-commerce landing pages for you to like quickly all free. You don't have to pay anything to create those particular and you can use it forever, right? So I'll show you how to do that. So if you are driving sales via a landing page, that's when you see the option of all these options. But if you are sending directly to WhatsApp, you are kind of limited to your call to action. You mostly see send WhatsApp message. So you can go ahead and use that. That one is also subtle, right? It doesn't have anything that has to do with buy there, right? It's more easier for someone to reach out. Okay, let me at least get to know this person before converting. But if you are sending people to a landing page, please don't go direct to buy now. Just put Learn More. It tends to soften the ground. So very, very important, please. When you are selecting call to action, be conscious. If you are creating an ad, I know on the ad manager app, sometimes they don't intentionally show you the CTA for you to select. But please try and find it on the ad level, right? They tend to like select it by default for you. Try and find it on the ad level and then select the one that you want, right? Don't allow Meta to do everything for you. The only thing I only leave Meta to do for me, one is placement, right? To select the placement for me, not platform, placement. Then I also allow Meta to select, to do the, what is it called? The text variation for me. Create multiple text variation and then switch and see which one performs the best. Apart from these two, there's no other thing that I allow Meta to do at first when I'm starting the ad. So once the ad starts running for a couple of days, right? If the performance is not as good as I'm expecting, I can now go ahead with Meta suggestion. Reasons being that at that time, Meta have gotten a little bit of data about my clients, about my target customers, right? For them to make the best decisions for me. But once you're just starting, they are not in the position to make the best decision. At that point, what they're trying to make you do is to spend money. But afterwards, they tend to make reasonable suggestions for you because they've seen how your customers are reacting to your ads. So yeah, so once you are done selecting that, you just click on publish. Yeah, so this is quite a long class. Okay, so let me take in questions now. Please, if you have questions, drop it on the live chat. Those on the call, if you have questions, just raise your hands. Yeah, so that I will take questions and then round up. Someone asked a question on the live chat. So for some reasons, I have to be like, okay. Oh, all right. So any question? So for the e-commerce ads, I promise in the masterclass, I'll go ahead and take that for the masterclass. Right. So there's no much time left. I can only take questions. Ayo, Steven, Olaitan. Any question?
No questions. Following the course.
Okay. Steven, any question? Okay, Michael is asking whether if you're going to have recorded versions for review. Yeah, so this video is going to be available on YouTube, on BOSSA's YouTube channel. So as you're watching now, you can come back and rewatch. So it's going to be available. Michael. Okay, so since there are no other questions, let me stop sharing my screen first. Okay. So, okay. All right. I think that's basically it. That's basically it. Almost we spent over an hour, going to an hour 30 minutes now. So I believe this class was very very insightful because
Yes.
there's a whole lot. The master class